All right. Crazy ass movie. Malcolm and Marie. This movie is beautifully shot, right? Starting John David Washington and Zendaya, who's one of the best actresses right now that people don't give her enough credit for how good of an actress she is. Um,
She did such an amazing job with that movie.
Absolutely, absolutely. But this movie, and we talked a little bit about it on my other podcast, The Breaks Radio. And one of my co-hosts there, Baylor, said that this is a normal relationship. That's part of the problem to me because if this is a normal relationship in 2020, I'm glad that I ain't got to deal with that shit. Like that's all I can say. But overall, what do you think about the movie? Go ahead, give me your thoughts.
Right. So the movie was really great because I don't feel like it's the normal relationship, but I do feel like it is many to most
Mm-hmm.
of relationships, that long-term relationships, I'm saying.
Okay.
Like someone that's been together for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, like 10 years even. Like you know that you're gonna go through these stages where like you could tell they had a history. You know, she was on a drug. I don't want to spoil the movie for those who didn't see it, but
No, you good. I'll put a spoiler warning on her. You good.
but it was, you know, she was an addict and things like that, and he helped her through that. But my question was like, why is he dealing with so many women that were addicts? What is his problem? Because you
Mm.
know, when he started mentioning all the women,
Yeah.
he was saying she was an addict, she was an addict. So why the fuck are you dating, you know, these addicts? You know what's wrong with them.
Uh-huh.
What's wrong with you?
And see, and that's what I put on here.
But
Like,
all she wanted was her damn thing. Like,
I
just
thank
thank
you.
me,
Yeah,
nigga.
yeah,
Just thank me.
yeah. And the thing
I'm
with him is
like,
when you point out, because that's something that I don't hear a lot of people talking about, is the fact that he mentioned that he messed with multiple people who were addicts. And the reason why I think I this is my personal opinion on that, and this goes back to the narcissism thing, is narcissists like to feel worshipped, right? And so because of that, I think that he dated addicts specifically because then he can be looked at as their
feel
savior.
needed.
And then yeah, he feel, and she talked about it, like he's needy, right? And so because of that, like they kind of lift him up and feel like because he's saving them from the life of being an addict, he then feels worshipped, and that leads him to be able to do crazy shit like what he was doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, I think they both made valid points though while they were arguing, although, you know, the delivery could have been very toxic. I mean, the way he came at her when she was in the tub, I wanted to smack the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Like he pissed me off. I mean, he broke her down. And I feel like that was the problem there because he already seen her down.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to get her there because I already helped you on your way up. Like he was really fucked up. I think she just felt like I wanted to be appreciated. I didn't felt looked or seen that tonight. Like, nigga, your story is based on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Why didn't I get anything?
Yeah. Didn't get the part that she originally thought she was gonna get. Like it kept spiraling. So but
Yeah,
so
it was
when
a long ass argument.
man, listen, and then it's like out of I think the movie was like an hour and 50 minutes. Like out of that hour and 50 minutes, maybe 15 minutes of that were them getting along. And the thing is, they kept arguing. Then they would get lovey dovey, be close to having sex. Then one of them would say something that would start off.
Yeah.
It was one of the most emotionally exhausting movies I have ever seen in my life.
Not the emotionally exhausting.
It
It
was.
was though, because
Yeah.
it, you know what? I think the plot of the movie wasn't really thought out. I
Mhm.
feel like the actors and obviously the actress made it what it was, because imagine if it wasn't them two and how they played their role and their character,
Mhm.
I don't think the movie would have hit the same.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
For
it
sure.
wasn't really no real plot. I mean, we know this was a typical relationship. We know they were long, obviously, in a relationship. We knew it, but it wasn't no happy. I guess it wasn't no happy ending or no ending at all.
Yeah. Like
It was just ongoing.
there was like when the way that they ended with her standing on that cliff and him walking up to her. I thought for a second there it was going to end with him. By the time he made it to her, she jumped off the cliff.
Oh, you thought she was suicide?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah. I did. I wanted to have that thought, but I'm like, no, Zendaya. Like, I didn't want that to happen. But I'm just like, I'm waiting. Like, what's next? Because to me, I'm thinking they're gonna keep the argument going on tomorrow.
yeah,
That's how it ended to me.
yeah, because it wasn't resolved at all.
It
They
wasn't.
both got exhausted and they just stopped. Like, and that's
Went
how a
to
lot of
bed like,
yeah.
and that happens a lot too. Oh my god.
And so that gets to the next point, like people getting complacent in toxic relationships. Like a lot of people, they get so caught up in just feeling or being happy that they have somebody to call that their own, that they get comfortable and shit. Like these two people in this movie are completely just okay with being in a relationship where he's a narcissist, he holds shit over her head, she's holding resentment, and it breeds a toxic environment. And so, like, what do you think about, and how frequent is that in real life, where people kind of get just stuck in these toxic relationships because to them it's theirs, they understand it, and they just stay in it.
I think that happens a lot. So, I mean, even my parents, I seen it. You know, they together so long,
Mm,
and just to leave it like that
yeah.
is just, I don't know. I really can't say though.
Okay, that's fair. And maybe that's. Have you ever been in a toxic relationship, like like a bad, like this one, where it's like
Oh
at time?
yes.
Okay.
I don't want
I don't. You don't have to
because
get into details. Yeah.
I know that I have done some things that you would probably be like, what? But I think a lot of people, I don't want to say toxic all the time,
Mm,
but people a lot of times stay too because it's just comfortable.
yeah.
And I feel like when there's comfortability in anything, there's no growth. Like you just don't grow. And then, or if one is growing more than the other, then you ever hear like, couples where they get mad that they're doing something that's a different route, different
Mm-hmm.
way, and you just, a new job or something, and then your partner don't want to really accept the fact that you may have to go to a different location or move. Like they don't uplift you in that
Yeah.
way. That would piss me the fuck off. But toxic is I feel like arguing, that mental abuse, that
Yeah.
putting down, or even violently,
Yeah.
like slashing up tires should not be like, you should not be going to the tire shop like every 2 weeks because your girlfriend is doing this and this.
Yeah.
Like that's just too
For
much.
sure. And then
That's toxic.
I'm glad that you mentioned like abuse, because one scene in this movie, and it was one of the earlier on when he was eating the mac and cheese, like she says that you're abusing me, and he looked like, what do you mean I'm abusing you? She's like, well, verbal abuse, and he kind of shies it away like, verbal, shut the fuck, like verbal abuse, what's
Yeah,
that? And it's like, no, verbal abuse is real, and I think it's something that a lot of people don't want to admit because they think it's just words hurt, that shit sticks with people.
words hurt. You never forget anybody, how anybody made you
Yeah.
feel. Fuck what they did is how they made you feel. You're gonna remember that.
Yeah.
So yeah, words really do matter. I mean, that's the thing. Like that's my toxic trait. I will I will fuck it up with some words. I will fuck it up with somewhere. I know if I know you, like I'm gonna go there.
and
I'm gonna go
and that's
there.
the one thing in this relationship that I mean, in this movie that was pointed out, is that when you're in a relationship, especially one that's long term, you know how to, what words or what things to say that are going to get under that person's skin like nobody else.
Exactly.
And
The
that,
tone and everything.
yeah,
Everything.
for sure, for sure. And that's what it's like. It's like, damn, like, and we all do it to a degree. Maybe it's not as bad as what was displayed in this movie, but we all know like the times where like our partner's getting on our nerves, and we say something to get them to shut up. Like that's you using what you know about them and their triggers to kind of to get under their skin. So
No, you got a valid point. You got a valid point about that one.
for sure, for sure. But like overall though, I know you enjoyed the movie. Do you, because it's getting a lot of people say that it's a beautiful movie, which it is. It's black and white. The cinematography is great in it, especially, as me, somebody who does directing. But like, it's getting a lot of hate for the fact that people are just like, I didn't want to see two people argue for 2 hours. Like, I think that people are missing some of it if they think that all this was about was just the arguing. What do you think?
So yeah, I agree. I've saw kind of commentations like that about the movie. And I think it's just not unrealistic. Like this movie was very realistic. This movie could be you and yours. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was very relatable. Although yes, it was arguing going on for that long, but I think it did display a message for some, or it
Yeah.
made people reflect.
Mm.
And some people
Yeah.
don't want to fucking reflect when they watch a movie. They want a movie because it's entertaining,
Yeah.
and that's what a lot of the movies are on Netflix. You come across something like this, it hits you sideways. But I think it was a message in that movie. I really do. I mean, if you didn't take it away, I feel like you should watch it again.
And the thing is that this was so realistic that I think like you said, people want to watch movies and sometimes they want to feel like they're escaping, right? They're escaping real life and watching something enjoyment. This is so
Right.
real that I think that's why it's getting some of the backlash it is, because it makes you reflect on, damn, I've done some of this shit.
Exact. It
Yeah,
made me reflect. It made me be like, well, damn, I was so mad when he talked to her like that, but I'm like reflecting on times that I may have talked like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
it was just reflective.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's all I got for you today, man. You got anything for me? Anything on your mind, your heart after where this conversation went? You mute again.
Sorry, I'm always muted. But I was gonna say, no, I enjoyed the conversation. This was good. I hope I'm gonna have to have you on the Barbie Way podcast. We're gonna have to collab again.
Anytime. I told you this like a year ago. Anytime. If you need me for anything, I'm
Yeah,
there.
I know. I'm always busy now. Just my busyness is a lot with school and work, and then
Yeah.
editing, and it's a lot. But it's fun. I ain't
Editing video is a
complaining.
whole I'll edit 10 audio podcasts before I want to edit one video. Like that shit could be. And you do multicam. I used to do multicam. I stopped just because it's a lot easier now, but it's like I just don't want to deal with
I've done two cams.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but for the moment, it's fun. So I got no complaints.
Hey, keep doing you. Tell the people where they can find you.
Yes, so you can find me. I'm mainly on Instagram. I don't be seeing you up there
I
often.
don't do
Instagram.
Instagram. See, I'm mainly on Twitter. I need to start getting on Instagram more often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on Instagram at the with two E's, Barbie Way. And that's all together. And that's the same on Twitter too. But my tag handles are all in my bio
Okay.
for Instagram. So yeah.
And I'll put a link. I'll put your link tree in the description of the podcast. So anybody who's listening, you can get all of her links right from the description if you want to go and check her out if you don't already listen to her. Thank you for taking time out, Cortney. I appreciate you.
I appreciate this. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And so you guys know where you can follow me. You can follow me at CEO Haize, that's CEO Haize on every social media platform that I want you to follow me personally at. You can follow the podcast at Awaken Soul Pod or at The Awaken Soul Pod. And you can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, theawakensoulpod@gmail.com. We are the #1 podcast for the culture. And this week, we're out. Peace. And
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.